Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, iRacing fans from around the world, welcome to Friday Night Flights with KMA Racing. I am Scott Kolovic, your announcer for the evening, and this is KMA TV, and this is all about Blaze Pizza on a Friday night sitting down in Charlotte. The boys have been out here all week running at Charlotte, but tonight we have brought out the big boy toys, the big boy cars. We have got the Chevy SS, the Toyota Camry, and the Ford Fusion, the most powerful cars that iRacing has to offer. And we are out here running along at Charlotte on this 1.5 mile track, looking at some wonderful weather out here tonight for the boys to come and play at, and play they will. Now, Charlotte, it's a good track. It's a big track. 1.5 miles, not like Talladega, but definitely bigger than Martinsville, and a lot of drivers out here very fond of Charlotte. Want to give a big shout out there to Greg McClendon and Blaze Pizza. As I mentioned, Friday night is all about Blaze Pizza. If you have not checked out Blaze Pizza, check out your local Blaze Pizza. So a big shout out there to Greg McClendon. Unfortunately, not able to join us tonight, but I know he'll be checking out that live feed. Busy working at Blaze Pizza, working hard, making great pizza. Big shout out to the fans out there on KMA TV. Appreciate you hanging out with us on this Friday night. Hopefully, we're going to be out here with some caution-free racing out here running for you tonight. Drivers are finishing up their qualifying times. Let's see how the boys did in qualifying. Qualifying actually very important out here tonight at Charlotte. Up on that grid in that number 1 position, we do have Scott Sanderson pulling down a 26.408. Danny Hansen in second with a 26.478. Third position belonging to Travis Browder. Tebow in the house, 26.526. David Altum with a 26.544. And in fifth place, Brett Kill with a 26.575. Craig Kenny hailing out of Canada in 6th position. 7th position belonging to Mac Cook. Christopher Smith, position 8. Trevor Fitz, position 9. And Chris Hogue in position 10. Sitting back in 11th, Frank DaCosta. Stephen McGow in position 12. Noel Coors in position 13th. Marcus Zook in position 14. Jake Ritke, position 15. And in 16th, Benny Holloway. Position 17 belonging to Caleb Eisenhower. Position 18 belonging to Colin Bauer. 19th, Rusty Farrell. And rounding out the top 20, Braden Caress. Position 21st belonging to Chris Cornder. Wesley Whitfield in position 22. Dennis Sather. Ivan Garcia, 23rd and 24th. Harry Dodd and Gary Whitmer Jr. sitting back in position 26. Big shout out there to Gary Whitmer Jr., our Monday night sponsor. Our Tuesday night sponsor taking on position 27. Position 29 belonging to Jeremy Parker. Ted Immenheiser with Gearhead Paint Shop and Gearhead Gaming sitting back in position 30th. Todd Sadesky in 31st. Scott Griswold in 32nd position. Brett Osborne in 33rd. Chris Shuttlesworth in 34th. James McGlynn in 35th. And that will round up our qualifying field, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Chess, Kevin Scott Nelson, Joel Guy, Brandon Parsons, Stephen Duke. All right, we've got a very huge field out here tonight. It is going to be all about the tires tonight out here at Charlotte. Very impressed with the qualifying times that have come up here tonight. It is 100 laps. Starts and restarts are done on leader's discretion. Going to keep a very close eye on several drivers out here tonight. Travis Browder being one. Jason Russo, lover of these short tracks. Hopefully these drivers will be getting into some long green flag runs here at Charlotte. Green. And away we go. We are off and running here at Charlotte. Scott Sanderson, Danny Hansen on that front line leading us away. David Alton putting on a good show early on. Drivers have got to focus. We have got an extremely huge field out here tonight at Charlotte. We will see 2 wide. We will see 3 wide. Little bump going on up there in front with Scott Sanderson and Danny Hansen. David Alton in 3rd position. We've got a 1-2-3 runaway. Craig Kenny, Brent Kill sitting in 4th and 5th, fighting side by side. Brent Kill on that outside lane as Craig Kenny in the Red Bull number 90 starts making a move early on in position 4. Doing a great job so far, off to a great start. All great races begin with a great start, but look at Scott Sanderson up there in that number 93. Go, go, go. Scott Sanderson hot with the heels of the number 32, Danny Hansen. Tight little cornering here with Matt Cook, Brent Kill, and the number 33 of Trevor Fitz. Now you notice, ladies and gentlemen, there's a few names in here you're not familiar with. There's a lot of names in here I'm not familiar with. We did open up the room tonight, which means there is a little bit of a degree of stranger danger. Not very familiar with the number 33 of Trevor Fitz. But so far, he is doing pretty good. Might be giving a little bit of a fit there, too. The number 99 coming underneath. 99 leaving that door open, and here comes the number 70 of Frank DaCosta. First caution is out as the number appears the number 48 of Christopher Smith. Breaking loose. We're going to back that up and check out the break loose, ladies and gentlemen. Christopher Smith, 19, loose and into the number 14. Tough break there for the number 14, the number 19. Wow, what a spin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will bring out the first caution of the night, the number 14 of Colin Bauer, the unfortunate victim as he is side-tailed into a spin. Several drivers caught up into our first caution of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, tough break. Scott Sanderson out there in front along with David Alton and Craig Kenny. First caution coming out on lap 5. Well, I tell you what, oftentimes it takes one to scare the hell out of the boys. Driver getting a little bit loose, drifting up into that wall, and what a ricochet happening by that driver. David Alton opting to stay out. Scott, Brent, Craig, Mac heading off there into pit row. Trevor into pit row as well. That's a ton of cars out there in pit row tonight underneath our first caution here at Charlotte. Scott Sanderson out there on that front line. A lot of pressure on Scott Sanderson as Craig Kenny rolls out as well. Pit row very busy. 3 wide down pit row. Under pace speed in pit row. That'll put David Alton out there on front. Brent Kill in position 2.
Copy.
How about it, Brent? Have you got a copy?
10 forward is the 99, Brent speaking.
All righty. How you doing out here tonight at Charlotte underneath a very early caution?
We're doing good here. The Ford Mustang here for Drive for Diabetes Awareness. Check, don't guess, people. .org there. We're running pretty good. We're happy in second place. I don't feel we needed any tires there. I was running up high and never really used my tires.
Alrighty, so do you think tires are going to be a huge factor out here tonight, Brent?
It's going to be huge, bigger than what people think. They're running hard, running inside. Those cars are going to fall off. They're going to need to go get tires. Cars like me staying up high, just riding this out. There's a long race here. We'll keep it cool.
Alrighty, copy that. Now, tell me a little bit about the Drive for Diabetes Awareness.
Yes, Drive for Diabetes Awareness. So what we are is we're a public 501(c) charity. My daughter races in the state of Florida in the Florida Dirt, State, and Oval Asphalt Series. What we try to do and what we are doing is spreading the word of diabetes, especially at this time, Scott. It's very vital to make sure it may not just be the flu. Now, they diagnosed my son as having the flu. He ultimately went on and they killed him. Well, I'd probably say a lot nicer than that. They helped him pass away with the care they gave him after. But the whole point is checkdon'tguess.org. It truly is something that it's become an epidemic. People coming down with diabetes. It didn't run in our family.
Alrighty, I tell you what, you answered every question I had, except for one. What are you doing in a Ford, brother? I did not think you were a Ford guy.
Well, I got to tell you, Ford Roush, Mr. Jack Roush, he's somebody we know, and we've met through the racing community. Ryan Reed drives the number 16 Ford Roush, so we're going with Ford. That's where we're at. And they got a lot of power on super speedways. Just look at NASCAR, the top 8 cars in practice today, and was in Talladega were Fords.
All righty, copy that. Well, we'll see where that Ford sits in 92 laps. Good luck to you, Brent Kill.
Thank you, Scott.
Big shout out there to Brent Kill and the Drive for Diabetes Awareness. Check.don'tguess.org. Brent Kill currently is in second position. Started out there in fifth. David Alton out there on that lead. Don't know a whole lot about David Alton other than he started fourth and currently has worked his way up to first position. One of the drivers I'm going to be looking really hard at tonight is going to be Scott Sanderson. Scott Sanderson, a definite power player at these mile-and-a-half tracks, and he did start out there in first place. Pace car is in, and away we go, and away goes. Scott had to check up a little bit there for that 92, but recovering very nicely. 92 far away already early on. Scott Sanderson hot on his heels along with Brett Kill and Craig Kinney. We've got a 4-car breakaway up front. Sitting in fifth position is Frank Trevor in 6th, and Mac Cook in 7th position. Another driver that I'm not very familiar with, Mac Cook. We have not mandated TeamSpeak for these drivers tonight, so we've got several drivers I'm not in communication with, Mac being one of them. So we won't be talking to Mac tonight, but so far, Mac looks like he's got the Mac attack going early on here on lap 10 of 100. Drifting on back through that field, we've got Chris Cornder and Rusty Farrell running out here in 8th and 9th position. Side by side up there with Craig Kinney. Kenny getting into a bit of double file action. Benny Holloway sitting back in 11th in the number 55. Looking very sharp out here tonight. A fellow painter, Benny Holloway, getting his paintbrush wet. I'm sure we'll see a lot of his paints out there on the Halloween race that we are going to be putting up. Scott Griswold out there running along with Ted Emmenheiser for Gearhead Gaming. Scott and Ted, very good friends. Scott looking very good out there in that number 4. Scott Griswold running for Gearhead Gaming. Gary Whitmer, currently 14th position, started out 26th in the KMA TV number 5 Chevy SS. Also our Monday night sponsor. Want to give a big shout out there to my Monday night sponsor, GW Graphics. Caution is out. Taking a look at the number 40 of Chris Conder as he tags up, hits that wall. Number 40, Chris Conder, tagging the wall, saying, hello, I am here, down across the number 75. Not much 75 could do about it. Unfortunate break there, bringing out our second caution of the night. Not a big one, though. Well, that's a good thing. David Alton out there in front underneath our first caution. Pretty sure David is going to be heading into pit row. As the pace car does catch that field, want to give you a big reminder to get out there and check out Blaze Pizza. Fast fired, good stuff. I'm going to drive up the road a bit to Normal, Illinois to catch my local Blaze Pizza. But Greg has promised me they are coming closer to home, so check them out. Few drivers opting to stay out. The majority of drivers, though, opting to stay in. Taking care of their tires. Tires are a good thing to take care of here at Charlotte. On this 1.5 mile track, Market Zock staying out. Benny Holloway staying out. Benny Holloway in the number 55 tonight. Trevor Fitz out there on that front line. Appears that the number 7 will be getting his free pass. Number 7 belonging to Jake Ritke. Newcomer here running with KMA Racing over the past week or so. Doing a very good job out here. Getting his lucky dog position. Gary Whitmer exiting pit row along with the number 6 of Chris Hode. Scott Griswold in the number 4. Ivan Garcia in the number 72. Been a long time since we've seen Ivan. Ivan, a very good friend of mine. Always a good interview. How about it, Ivan Garcia? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, how you doing out here tonight? Long time no see, brother. Talk to me.
Yes, sir. I missed you guys so much, and we're doing okay. We're going to stop here and get 4 tires and see what we can do. You know, sit back here for a while and see what we can do.
Well, I know that you yourself have got a lot of real-life racing experience out there. You've definitely been behind the real-life car. What does it take to get her done at Charlotte?
Oh, patience and save your tires and, you know, just don't push them so hard. Just stay out on the top if you can. You know, just let off a little bit on the gas and let it drift instead of pushing it through the corners.
Now you're sitting back here in the Ford Carolina Peak number 72 in 23rd position. Is that where you want to be right now on lap 16?
Yes, sir. Stay out of trouble. Save my car for the end. Therefore.
All righty, copy that. Good to see you, Ivan. Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you. God bless you, man.
All right, Ivan Garcia very comfortable with where he is at. Trevor Fitz up there on that front line. And he'll be starting side by side with Benny Holloway. Taking a look at our current running order. Craig Kinney sitting back in 8th position. He'll be one to watch tonight for sure. Chris Hogue, Gary Whitmer 12th and 13th. Jason Russo still in the field. Appearing to fall into pit road, Joel Guy in 18th. Ted Emmenheiser in 17th. Still have quite a huge field out here at Charlotte, ladies and gentlemen, on our Friday night flights. Happy Friday the 13th. A Friday the 13th in October. That's some scary stuff right there. I tell you what, folks, but so far, so good. My Friday the 13th is treating me well. I hope it's treating you well as well. Well as well. That's like a double adjective right there, folks. Getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here at Charlotte. Lap 17 of 100. 83 laps to go. 2 lead changes, 2 cautions, totaling 8 laps. Be sure to join us at the end of the month on October 28th for our 4th annual KMA Halloween Spooktacular. Painters are going to be coming out of those closets. The The ghosts and the ghouls and the goblins will be coming out. And we are off. Number 99, heavy traffic being pushed on a little bit by the number 93, down on the number 92. A lot of 90s out there. Here comes the number 70, Frank DaCosta. Scott Sanderson in that number 93. That is one of the drivers I had said we were going to keep a very close eye on tonight. Can he fit it? He can't fit it, and he bumps into the number 99, sending the 99 squiggly wiggly. But he is alive. He's up in that high lane on the outside of the number 4. And here comes the number 90, Craig Kinney. Darn near disaster one more time out here at Charlotte. These drivers have come to race, and race they will, ladies and gentlemen. Going on to the rear of the field, taking a look at some of our other drivers back here. We've got the number 72 of Ivan Garcia, who we just talked to, number 55, heading into pit row. Looking like the number 55's got a little bit of damage sitting on him. That is Benny Holloway into pit row. Car's looking a little bit screwed up. Don't think he can drive much on the damage that he has there on the right side. Tough break there for Denny Holloway. Damaged up on the left side as well. Patrick Musgrave in the number 41, though. Logitech Chevy SS doing a good job. Let's go in-car camera. We're going to put you down on that track, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get you into the car with Patrick Musgrave. Takes a lot to handle these very powerful cars out here at Charlotte. Patrick Musgrave sitting in position 15th as Jake Ritke comes racing by. In-car camera with Jake Rickney as he comes around the number 27 of Harry Dodd. Harry Dodd in the Chevy SS Logitech. He's getting it up there going on with Stephen McGow. He's got to run underneath. Leave that door open. These drivers are going to plow right through it. Marcus Zock doing a good deal. A lot of distance as the number 4, though. The number 4, a man on a mission. Marcus Zock considerably slower as Craig Kinney in the number 20 comes flying by. Craig Kinney having his own personal race there with Scott Griswold. Very busy up here with our race leaders. We are in car camera with Mac Cook. Mac Cook keeping a very close eye on Scott, Frank, Trevor, and David. And ladies and gentlemen, we had talked about Scott Sanderson, and he is in the lead on lap 25, 1/4 of the way through tonight's race at Charlotte. Bumper to bumper action here on lap 25. Drivers are pulling down lap times of 27.323. Matt Cook with a fast lap of 26.859. Number 70 all over the number 33. Number 66 coming in that inside door, side by side with the number 92, 70. 70 into the number 33. Will that cause that caution? Ladies and gentlemen, caution is out. Number 33, Trevor Fitz. What a tough break there for Trevor Fitz. Let's go back, take a look at that from the eye in the sky. Had a little bit of a bump going on right there between the number 70. Bump, tag. Oh, but goodness sakes, what the heck? Look at this car jerk. Oh, boom. Wow. That might have been some net code there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure. But Trevor had a fit going into the right side of the wall. Drivers are slowed down to a stop here on lap 27, waiting for that pace car. There's that pace car. Going to have to fire that pace car driver Tell that pace car driver, hey, get a grip. Lap 27 underneath our third caution of the night. Charlotte proving to be a little bit of a test out here tonight. Tires are getting hot. Tires are getting to fade away. Gary Whitmer pulling into his pit stop. Looking very sharp out here. Into pit row in position 11th. Taking rights, taking lefts. Jason Russo into pit row. Position 16. Taking a look at the number 34 of Ted Emmenheiser. Showing Ted in position 1. How about it, Ted? Have you got a copy?
Yeah, how you doing tonight, Scott?
I'm doing good. Do my eyes deceive me, or are you sitting up there in position 1?
I guess I'm sitting in position 1. I don't know. There was confusion going there on that wreck, so I'm not sure where I was at, but it looks like it got me in P1.
All righty, well, you're looking pretty good out there. Hey, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our upcoming KMA's 4-year Spooktacular. Now, John Hedrick and Over the Top, they're not the only painter on the block. You do a little bit of painting. Is that correct?
I do so. Gearhead Paint Shop. I do paints when I have the time. Obviously, right now I'm a farmer and time is not on my hands, but I try to make everybody happy and try to do the best I can do for everybody when I have the chance.
Well, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing some of your Halloween paints if you can get them out there. We've also got the Turkey Daga coming up in November, and the big one of the year, the Santa Daga, and all the painters come out. But for right now, Charlotte, you out there in first. You're thinking you're going to stay there? You're going to drop back into pit row? What's your game plan tonight?
I think I'm going to stick it out here and see how it goes. I've been saving my tires, laying in the back. I'm waiting to weed out the wrecks, and hopefully we can get this thing to go green, and I'll be in a good spot where I'm at.
All righty, copy that. And big shout out there to Gearhead Gaming and Gearhead Paint Shop and Ted Emmenheiser. Good luck to you, Ted.
Thanks, Scott. You have a good night, buddy.
Ted Emmenheiser sticking it out there on that front line, taking a quick look at our running order on lap 29 of 100. Scott Sanderson, been talking about Scott all night, and there is Scott. Frank DaCosta in third. Drivers taking their wave bys. Wave by a little bit different than a lucky dog. Lucky dog, you're the first car down, you get the lucky dog. Wave by, you forfeit your pit stop. You're out there on the tail end of the field, technically behind that pace car. You're in front of the leader. 1 to go. They'll let you come on by. Gary Whitmer sitting in 11th. Rusty Farrell in 13th. Chris Hogue in 12th, 13th. Ivan Garcia sitting back in 16th position. Jason Russo in 19th. Running an open room tonight here at KMA Racing. A little bit of a stranger danger for a few drivers. Number 34, number 93, side by side. Pace car is in. Leader's discretion, and away goes the number 34. Immediately heading up into that upper groove. Scott Sanderson in the number 93. Frank in the number 70. David's been doing a good job tonight. Oh, here goes Scott Sanderson. Ted leaving that inside lane open, and I think Scott's going to do a duck and run. Scott on the outside. There's the duck. There is the run. There is that open door, and Scott Sanderson, but he's getting a lot of pressure from the number 92 and the number 88 of Matt Cook. Hopefully these drivers are going to settle out a little bit. I'd like to see some green flag pit stops out here at Charlotte. Still a huge field out here. Just over 1/4 of the way through tonight's race. Straight line formation forming. After 3 cautions, drivers are beginning to learn a little bit of patience out here at Charlotte. Beautiful night out here, though, on this Friday, the 13th of October. A couple of special events coming up at KMA Racing. We've talked about the Spooktacular on October 28th. On November 4th, we're doing a special event sponsored by Black Talon Racing. Salute the Troops, Veterans Day. That will be on November 4th. That will be a longer race. That'll be 150 laps of Daytona in the Cup cars. That'll keep us busy for about 3 or 4 hours, I'll tell you what. 150 laps at Daytona, followed by the very next night, our monthly race for PAD. Big shout out there to PAD. If you don't know about PAD, I'm going to tell you a little bit about PAD. People against distracted driving. Do not drive distracted. Put the cell phones down. Ladies and gentlemen, tell your wife, tell your kids, tell your grandmother about the dangers of distracted driving. And you can find more information about distracted driving at PADD.org. Kevin Scott Nelson in the field tonight in the number 224, looking very sharp. Being chased down by the number 41 and the number 15. Patrick and Marcus. Marcus on that inside lane, pinning the number 41 up against that wall just a little bit. Probably a little bit more room than what it looked like, but it looked like it was pretty tight racing right there. Kevin Scott Nelson in the DuPont 224 Chevy SS. Chris Hogue doing a great job out here tonight in position 12. Saving those tires, being smart. Chasing down Gary Whitmer in position. Caution is out. Number 70. Number 70 breaking loose. Was just about cleared until the number 44. Ooh, Chris taking a little bit of front end damage right there. But that is the number 70 of Frank DaCosta, bringing out our 4th caution of the night on lap 39. Tough break there for Frank DaCosta. 4th caution, Scott Sanderson and Mac Cook, positions 1 and 2. Underneath our 4th caution of the night, ladies and gentlemen, going to pay tribute to our sponsors, but we're going to keep it live up on our race leaders. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, underneath our 4th caution of the night. This is Friday Night Flights, turning into a little bit of Friday Night Frights here at Charlotte. 4 cautions within 40 laps. Got a lot of good drivers in here tonight, but I tell you what, a lot of tire wear coming into play. Drivers been out running Charlotte all night. Actually did a very good job Monday and Tuesday in the Xfinity and the trucks. But as I mentioned, we brought out the big boy toys tonight. The Chevy SS's, Toyota Tundra, Toyota Camrys, and the Ford Fusions. Still waiting for those green flag pit stops to begin to develop. A lot of big names still out here. Gary Whitmer, Jason Russo. How about it, Travis Browder? Have you got a copy?
Hey Scott, how are you? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
Hanging in there. I had some issues earlier in the race with my pedals and stuff, but I'm trying to get my laps back. I'm trying to stay in it.
All righty, copy that. What kind of issues are you having out there, Travis?
I'm hoping for some green flag for sure tonight. You know, some drivers are driving aggressively early and stuff like that. We still got a long way to go, so I'm still having some fun here tonight.
All right, copy that. If you get bored and want to help me out in the booth, Travis, I'll be more than happy to help.
Alrighty, sure, Scott. I'm just taking the wave around here.
All right, copy that. Good luck to you, Travis.
Thank you, Scott.
Travis Browder having a few issues tonight, but still in it to win it. Hopefully Travis will be able to get some laps back. Travis Browder in the number 44. Definitely not his usual number. That might be what has thrown Travis Browder out. Scott Sanderson starting side by side with David Alton. Brett Osborne has made his way up into 3rd position. Started out tonight in 33. 33rd to 3rd on lap 42. Matt Cook holding very consistent in position 4. Scott Griswold depending on a good show in position 5. Pace car is in. 43 all over the rear end of the number 93, and away goes the number 93 with the number 92 and the number 43. Matt Cook eyeing it. Matt Cook squeezing in front of Scott Griswold. Talk about a squeeze play right there done by Matt Cook. Tell you what, the Cubbies could take a lesson or two from Scott Griswold. Squeezing his way up there to the front. Tight action with our race leaders. 92 taking that open door on the inside of the number 43. 43 taking that inside door off of the number 93 of Scott Sanderson. We have got great racing up here for our race leaders, and that'll be a drag race around the track for the number 43 and the number 93. Brett has not yet led a lap. Scott Sanderson has led 21. Brett has led a lap. Green flag racing right here. Great racing up here in front with Scott Sanderson and Brett M. Osborne and the number 92, David Alton. Rusty Farrell sitting back in 5th position, wanting to get up there to get a piece of this good action. Scott Griswold coming around Brent Kill. Brent Kill still holding steady in position 7th. Ted Emmenheiser sitting back in 8th position, racing it up with Colin Bauer. Colin Bauer in the National Guard. Big shout out there to the National Guard, as well as all the other troops out there. put on a special race November 4th. The Salute the Troops. Number 14, Colin Bauer, already ready to get out there and do it to it. Gary Whitmer Jr. rounding out our top 10 tonight. Started 26, up there in 10th position. Doing a good job out there, staying very steady. Knowing this is a long race on this 1.5-mile Charlotte track, plenty of time to get her done. Jason Russo in the Pro Automotive Chevy SS, sitting back in 13th from 27th. Harry Dodd, Kevin Scott Nelson. Kevin Scott Nelson taking that inside door off of the number 27. Harry Dodd in the number 27 Logitech. Being chased down by Patrick Musgrave in the number 41. Unfortunate break there for Chris Hogue, getting caught up in the prior caution, having to take both of his vehicles. Drivers were given a backup vehicle. Unfortunately, Chris Hogue getting caught up into other drivers' messes here at Charlotte. Unfortunate break out there for Chris Hogue, but he was up there running. He was up there doing a great job. Benny Holloway in the number 19 and the number 55 in position 19. Pulling down a last lap of 27.654. Fast lap of 27.047. About a half a second differential between the fast lap and his last lap. How much of a difference tires make here at Charlotte? Ivan Garcia with a 27.663 in position 18. Joel Guy hanging on to the rear end of the number 41 of Patrick Musgrave. Taking that inside door, side by side, Joel Guy, 91. Patrick in the 41. Big run by the number 91, Joel Guy. Harry Dodd, position 15th. Kevin Scott Nelson coming around the lap traffic of the number 33. Kevin Scott Nelson loving the DuPont scheme as he comes around the number 15 of Marcus X, side-by-side door action. Overall, even though we've had 4 cautions of the night, ladies and gentlemen, drivers have been really giving a lot of give and take out here tonight. Love and paint job on the number 83 of Steve McGough, showing his support for PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. Kevin Scott Nelson getting ground up onto Jason Russo in the number 28. Let's put you in-car camera so you can get a feel of what it's like to be down there on that track. Caution is out, ladies and gentlemen. Tough break. We're going to take a look at that on our replay. Looking at the number 34 of Ted Emmenheiser. He's looking okay. A little confusion on this caution. Caution was up in front. 34, Ted squeezing by. The number 14 getting through it. Tough break there for Colin Bauer. Number 34, the number 43 caught up into it. That'll be our 5th caution of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Charlotte taking its toll for sure. Matt Cook doing a great job out here tonight. David Alton making his way into his pit stop. Brett Kill, third place position into pit row. That'll put Joel Guy out there on that front line. Ooh, Joel braking for the pace car, going into a little bit of a spin right there. Having to back that car up on that track. Tough break there for Joel Guy. Revving it up. Patrick Musgrave, our current race leader. Scott Sanderson in second position. Joel Guy making his way up there to back up to second. And Joel Guy into pit row, giving up that first place position. Number 93, Scott Sanderson, doing an awesome job out here tonight. How about it, Scott? Have you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Scott. How you doing?
Doing good. I tell you what, you're running out here like a banshee, doing pretty good.
Yeah, Charlotte's one of my favorite tracks. I'm still trying to get a hang since they, quote-unquote, fixed the dynamic track aspect of iRacing here, but it seems nothing much has changed with Charlotte. It's all about saving those tires and seeing what you can do with them in the long run. It's just we haven't got much of a long run.
Well, while we're under caution, take us around Charlotte. Lap 1, lap 2, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, letting off, accelerating. What do you got to do out there? It's obviously not full throttle like Talladega.
It's not like any of the super speedways. It's pretty darn close, though, especially when you're on fresh tires and a fresh track. We've been out here 60 laps now, and we put a good chunk of rubber down, but if you'd like, I'd take a lap around when we go green here, if that's something you'd be willing to do. But
yeah, we'll jump in car with you there. We'll get in the car with you there when we go back to green. That would be awesome, because I'm really noticing a lot of drivers doing a lot of sliding up into the wall.
Yeah, if you don't hit that exact correct line, it's a little touch and go, I guess you could say. Especially through turn 3, it's kind of, if you hit the right line, it's tight. If you hit the right line, it's loose. I mean, I prefer the high groove going through the corner there, but it's, especially with the new dynamic track, you can kind of run your own line as long as you practice it enough.
Alrighty, copy that. And is Nationwide going to be on your side for another 40 laps?
Yeah, I hope so. As long as everyone else minds their P's and Q's, I think we should all be good.
Alrighty, copy that. We'll jump in car camera with you, so keep it green and clean.
And we'll try to get you guys a clean view here, so.
Alrighty, folks, going in car camera with Scott Sanderson, and he's going to take us for a ride around Charlotte. Right now, pacing around 5 cautions out here, totaling out 19 laps, 7 lead changes. Scott Sanderson leading 36 laps. Obviously, the man to beat out here tonight. And away we go. Up into that high groove, ducking down. Down close onto that white line. Coming around out of 2. Big corner coming up into turn 3. Duck and dive, back down onto that white line. And there is that start-finish line. That is 1 lap around with Scott Sanderson. Look at him from the blimp view. Looks like he's getting real close to that wall, folks, but great control being shown out here by Scott Sanderson. Lap 63 of 100, 37 to go. About 18 minutes if we go green flag racing. We have not yet seen green flag pit stops. There is still the need for a green flag pit stop. Drivers cannot go the remaining 37 laps. Well, they might, can it? It'll be close. It'll be really close if they can. The way Scott Sanderson's running, not sure he can, but he has got to keep it going. Matt Cook trying to get underneath the number 93 of Scott Sanderson. Rusty Farrell, third position, get pressured on by David Alton. Very tight, side by side. David is in the clear of the number 75. He's got a run. Got a big run on that inside lane. David Alton working against the number 75. Trying to lead, trying to get a third place position. And he is free and clear. Brett Osborne in position 6. Gary Whitmer doing a great job out here tonight, position 7, trying to hold off the number 99 of Brent Kill. Straight line formation, Stephen McGow, Ted Emmenheiser, sitting back in position 10. Number 41, considerably a little bit slower out here. Kevin Scott Nelson still trying to work his way up through the field. Ivan Garcia down onto that inside lane in that baby blue, number 72. As a number 28. Jason Russo works his way around Ivan. Ivan doing a great job out here, though, I tell you what. Lap 68 of 100, 32 to go. Joel Guy in position 17th, still in it to win it. Denny Holloway one lap down in the number 55. 55, one lap down. Trying to work his way around the number 72 of Ivan Garcia. Jason Russo in 14th position. Jason Russo, Pro Automotive. Check him out in Dudley, Massachusetts. If you ever broke down in Dudley, Massachusetts, Pro Automotive is the ASE certified mechanic to call. Marcus Zock. Don't know much about Marcus, but I do know that Marcus is doing a pretty good job out here tonight. Position 11th. In the number 15, Snap-on. Trying to hold off Harry Dodd, Kevin Scott, and Jason Russo. Still having a great battle up front with Scott Sanderson, Matt Cook, David Alton, and Rusty Farrell. Scott Sanderson now leading his 49th lap. Nationwide is definitely on the side of number 93. drivers have spread out tremendously. These drivers can go green flag. Tire wear will definitely be a factor out here tonight. Scott Sanderson at risk of burning up his tires, being out there in the lead. Same thing with Matt Cook trying to chase him down. Matt Cook looking at just a half a second gap off of Scott Sanderson. Double file with Rusty and the number 92, David. David's been doing a great job. Don't know much about David, but I do know he's been doing a good job out here tonight. Rusty Farrell in third, David fighting it up for third. Scott Griswold, caution is out. As the number 55 sliding through that infield. Hang on to her, buddy, you're in pit row. About done, plumb run over the pace car. That'll bring out our 6th caution of the night. Guaranteed that all drivers will be going into pit row for a fresh set of tires here underneath our 6th caution of the night. In car with Scott Sanderson one more time. We'll take a ride down pit row. Well, assuming that Scott does pit. I'm assuming Scott will pit because with 20, maybe about a 20 lap shootout, that's about a 10-minute green flag run. I'm thinking Scott Sanderson heading down pit row. We'll be right back. Mac Cook tentatively showing in 4th position. Rusty Farrell. Rusty has been fighting his tires off tonight, doing a great job out here tonight. Brent Gill has dropped to position 11th. Number 55 behind the pace car, heading off into pit row, 1 lap down. Gary Whitmer Jr. sitting in position 7th. Very impressed with Gary Whitmer tonight. How about it, Gary? Have you got a copy?
I got you, Scott.
How are you feeling out here tonight at Charlotte? You're doing pretty good so far.
Not too bad. Started in the back, didn't qualify. Been watching myself and others, and I'm in the top 10 right now.
What is the atmosphere out here on the track at Charlotte? Because, you know, we are getting to that point where cautions are becoming a little heavy.
Yeah, they've been a little heavy. Just trying to get positions the first couple laps on the run, and then they wear out their tires, and then it all goes down from there.
So, gentlemen are not respecting their tires like they should.
I don't think so. I mean, I've been trying to save mine and then try to grab people, you know, as the run gets on.
Alrighty, copy that. Tell us a little bit about GW Graphics.
GW Graphics is a video productions that does commercials for KMA TV, sponsors, special events, just any little video to put together during the commercials on KMA TV.
Alrighty, copy that, and a big shout out there too, Mom and Dad.
Yep, hello Mom, Dad, love you guys.
Alrighty, good luck to you, Gary.
All right, thanks, Scott.
Gary Whitmer restarting off in 7th position. We're going to be taking lap 81 at the green flag with Scott Sanderson out there in front. Same crowd up front. Scott, David, Rusty, Mac, Brett sitting in 5th, Steve sitting in 6th, Gary Whitmer Jr. in 7th position. Gary Whitmer actually pushed me to a win last night at Talladega. So I know Gary Whitmer getting a taste of second place last night. He is hungry. 20 laps to go here in our Friday night flight edition with KMA Racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Big shout out there to Greg McClendon, not able to join us tonight. Probably still at work making some great Blaze Pizza, and away we go. And there goes the number 93 of Scott Sanderson. And Matt Cook had a little bit to say about that as he gets onto the rear end of the number 92 onto the outside of the number 75, ducking down to the inside of the number 92. Matt Cook in the number 66 Snap-on. He is hungry with 19 to go. 19 to go. That sounds like a lot of time over there at Talladega. It's about 18 and a half minutes. Here at Charlotte, that's a matter of 9 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, when you're running 27-second lap times. Mac Cook getting hungry on lap 82 of 100. Down to the inside, side by side with 75. 75 looking hungry. They are giving Scott Sanderson a run for his money this time around with 18 to go. Battling for that lead is Mac Cook and the number 93. This is anybody's game right now at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen. Mac Cook with a good run on the inside of Scott Sanderson in the number 93. Taking up that inside lane. Now, this is not like Talladega where inside lane's going to dominate. This isn't like Daytona where you can get a run on that outside lane. Here at Charlotte, it is all about tire wear. Right now, both of these drivers, side-by-side action between Scott and Mac. 16 to go. Laps are ticking off very quickly. Scott Sanderson leading 61 laps. Mac Cook leading 0. David in the number 92 has led 9. Rusty Farrell sitting back in 4th position. None to lead as of tonight. But the only lap that matters, folks, is the final lap of the night. Number 92 trying to make a move on the number 75, but dropping back, almost sideswiping the number 43 of Brett Osborne. A little bit of a tight move right there. But the big race is really between Matt Cook and Scott Sanderson. Nationwide versus Snap-on. Brett into 4th position. Rusty Farrell holding steady in 3rd. 43.75 side by side. Ted Emenheiser back in 8th, Gary back in 9th, Jason Russo back in 10th. Joe Guy still back there, 5 seconds back in 14th. Ivan Garcia 5 back, Brent Kill 7 back. Patrick Musgrave, 18 back. Travis Browder in the number 44 is still in it. Got to give some props out there to Travis Browder. Stephen Legault in position 7th. Showing his support for pad. Dressed up in pink for breast cancer awareness. Scott Griswold. David Alton. The number 92 in 5th place position. Brett in 4th. We are at 9 to go, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we will finish it up. Green flag. Scott Sanderson with a good run out there on Matt Cook. Rusty Farrell in the 75. Brent in the number 43. Matt Cook has put up one hell of a fight tonight, folks. I'll tell you what. Doing everything he can to get caught up to the rear end of Scott Sanderson. 92 of 100 in the books. 8 to go. 7 lead changes. In-car camera with Matt Cook. Rusty Farrell in 3rd position, staring at the rear end of Matt Cook. Matt Cook staring at the rear end of Scott Sanderson with 7 laps to go. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us, ladies and gentlemen. In 3.5 minutes, we will declare a winner in our Friday Night Flight Series, proudly brought to you by the boys over there at Blaze Pizza. Big shout out there to Greg McClendon of Blaze Pizza. 94 of 100, Scott Sanderson up to leading 70 laps. Do you think he knows what he's doing? Leading 70 laps on lap 94. Number 43, Brent, getting run on. Rusty Farrell. Tight, tight, tight. Open up that door. We're going to bring her in there. Here goes the 75 and 43 with 5 to go. Still trying to catch up to Matt Cook and Scott Sanderson. 2 seconds back. Caution is out. Number 34, Ted Emmenizer, going for a ride. We're going to back that up a little bit. We're going to figure out exactly what happened there with Ted. Ted making some contact there with the number 4. Ooh, there it is right there, ladies and gentlemen, as the number 4 of Scott Griswold. Up into the wall, taking out his teammate, the number 34 of Ted Emmenizer. Tough break there for Ted. Tough break there for Scott. Possibly a lucky break for the other Scott. Too many Scotts. Scott Sanderson up there in position 1. All righty. I tell you what, it's been an action-packed night out here tonight. We may possibly get one more lap in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to let these drivers get caught up. We're going to talk to one of our race admins once they do get caught up and catch that field. Be a nice finish right now for Gary Whitmer if this race did end. Gary Whitmer currently in 7th position. Jason Russo in 8th, in the number 28. Jason Russo, a little bit of a fake out there into pit row. How about it, Jason Russo? Have you got a copy?
I got you, Scott. How you doing?
Doing very good, sir. You are in position 8th with 3 to go. Do tell us. Anxious fans want to know, is this race over?
It's over. We're done. It was a good
is-
race, though. Overall, it wasn't bad. Had a few too many cautions during the beginning, but we had a few 10, 15 lap runs that really got the field spread out a little bit, and some pretty good racing towards the back where I was.
Alrighty, but it is indeed for sure over, and Scott Sanderson has brought home a win.
It's a win for Scott.
Alrighty, I tell you what, one other thing I'd like to talk about with you. If I'm up there in Dudley, Massachusetts, and I have a flat tire, what do I do?
Well, if you break down up in this area, why don't you stop on into Pro Automotive and let us help you out. Check us out online, www.proautomotivema.com.
Alrighty, you were looking very good out there in the number 28. Didn't have your usual number tonight, threw me off a little bit. But looking at the number 28, Napa approved. Did a great job out here tonight, position 8.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right from one of our race admins. This race is over. They just have to finish the formality. So we are looking at Scott Sanderson, Matt Cook, Brett Osborne. Now, unfortunately, we do not have Brett on radio comms, but we do have Rusty Farrell. How about a Rusty? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All righty, well, I tell you what. I'm here until this race is over. Now, I don't have third and second on radio comms, but I got you in fourth place. So guess what? You are the lucky contestant tonight. How was your race, Rusty?
It's pretty good, especially the last part of it.
Well, I tell you what, you were burning the tires off of that car. You did a great job out here tonight. Great looking ride. How did your competitors treat you out here tonight?
Sorry, Scott. Joel's talking over you. Say that again.
How did everybody treat you? Was your teammates good to you?
Oh yeah, it's fun. I like racing with Mac and such, and it's pretty clean up here towards the front once I got up here.
All righty, well, I tell you what, you did a great job out here tonight. Big shout out there to Rusty Farrell.
Thank you, sir.
Rusty Farrell bringing home fifth position, David Alton in fourth. Third position belonging to Brett. Matt Cook sitting in second position. Could not quite catch Scott Sanderson. But Lord, oh Lord, I do believe Scott Sanderson will be our race leader. Scott Sanderson doing an awesome job out here tonight. Indy Nationwide is on your side. How about it, Scott? Have you got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Alrighty, well, guess what, sir? You won.
Nationwide was on my side.
Nationwide was on your side. All right, we did take that lap around with you there like we said we would. I've talked to you once already tonight. You're my last interview of the night. But talk to me about that racing between you and Mac, because I tell you what, he almost had you, brother.
Yeah, it was, I thought he was going to give me a bump or something to tighten me up getting into one of the corners. But he never did. I was sticking true to that outside lane like I believed in. It was easy to pass, I guess you could say, in the first lap when your tires are real fresh. But if you had someone to your outside kind of holding you down just enough, it was darn near impossible. So it was in my opinion best to be on the outside, and it saved your tires a little bit more. And when I was saving my tires, they'd catch me in a real hurry. I'd jump them pretty good on the restart. And I'd save tires getting right away, right into turn 1 and turn 3 there. And they'd suck right back up to me. And when they caught me, I had no choice but to burn the tires off of it a little bit. But, I mean, it was fun, to say the least. It was definitely interesting to see what they were going to do, if they were going to try to bump me out of the way, something, just overdrive the corner. It was fun.
All righty, copy that. Well, we got the cameras on you. We're waiting for you to burn those tires up right now in victory. While you're getting ready to do that, though, you had mentioned in the prior interview that Charlotte was one of your favorite tracks. What decides a favorite track for you? Why do you like Charlotte so much?
Well, I really like short tracks. I like the kind of beating, bumping, I mean, not dirty racing, but just kind of the contact, kind of home roots, hometown, just beating and banging, trying to make your name. But as far as these 1.5 miles go, it's all kind of rhythm. I mean, it's kind of, with this track, you're hard on the throttle, easy through the corners, and back on the throttle real hard. So I guess it kind of fits my driving style, especially with now the dynamic track like I was talking about. I can run the high line. I feel like I'm really good at the high line tracks, especially the short tracks like Thompson, and then go to those 1.5 miles. I love Kansas and here at Charlotte. So I guess it's all kind of what you prefer.
All right, well, copy that. You led 76 laps out here tonight. Big shout out there to Scott. Anybody you want to give a big shout out to?
Yeah, all the veterans. They do what they have to do to keep us safe. Sometimes they don't come home like what we really want them to, and we gotta be able to support them as much as possible. So we gotta tip our hats off to them whenever we can, whether it's Memorial Day weekend or 4th of July weekend, whenever. We shouldn't have just one special weekend dedicated to them. Every day should be at least kind of recognize them in some fashion. So hats off to them and everyone that keeps this world turning. And fans, I mean, this broadcast is nothing without the fans. They take time out of their day to watch us come out here and hopefully put a show on for them. And I mean, hats off to them too. And then you guys up in the booth and everyone here at KMA that allows us to put a show on for the fans and recognize people. So.
Alrighty, wise words, good words. Congratulations to Scott Sanderson, winning at Charlotte Motor Speedway, leading 76 laps, kicking ass. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Sanderson winning it, pulling it off. We're going to wrap it up, get out of here for the night. I am Scott Kolovic. This is KMA TV. And hey, we appreciate you hanging out here. Check us out for some upcoming events on the end of the month for the Spooktacular, and on November 4th for our Salute the Troops, as Scott was saying. And we'll catch you out there on the flip side, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for hanging out.